So the most important thing any organization can do to support their franchise quarterback is to keep the salary cap opportunities. The New England Patriots with Tom Brady famously were able to do this for a better part of 2 decades because Tom Brady took a pay cut. The Chargers have decided to give Justin Herbert a fair value contract, which he definitely deserves based on his performance on the field. But the Chargers structured that contract in a very smart way. The Chargers did not rip up Justin Herbert's rookie deal. Rather, his new contract, his big deal, is just an extension of his rookie deal. Now, what does that mean? It means that the Chargers' window for winning didn't just get reset in terms of Justin Herbert taking a new deal that now forces the Chargers to have to adjust their cap for 2023 and 2024. Rather, the Chargers still have those rookie deal numbers on the books for the next few seasons and then slowly ramp up Justin Herbert's mega deal beyond that. So what does this mean? If you look at Justin Herbert's cap numbers for 2023, it's $8.45 million. In 2024, it's $19.3 million. For 2025, it's $37.3 million. In 2026, $46.3 million. And from there, it escalates. In 2027, it's 58. In 2028, it's 71. In 2029, it's $59.5 million. Now, what does this mean? If they had ripped up his rookie deal, it would have meant this season his cap number would have been closer to that $40 million mark. The following season, closer to the $58 million, and so on. That's what the Ravens had to do when they signed Lamar Jackson because they waited until after the fifth-year option to get it done. The Chargers very smartly structured Justin Herbert's deal so that way their championship contention window is extended. Justin Herbert, according to overthecap.com, currently is valued at $37 million in terms of his performance on the field. If you look at an inflation rate in terms of salary, 2027 regular season, that means the Chargers, by smartly structuring Justin Herbert's extension, means their contention window is expanded not just through Justin Herbert's rookie deal, but 2 years beyond it. That gives them a lot of opportunities to continue to surround Justin Herbert with the talent he will need to be successful. The second move the Los Angeles Chargers did to put Justin Herbert in a position to be successful for the short and long term was to move off offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi and replace him with former Dallas Cowboys offensive coordinator Kellen Moore. Joe Lombardi did not use Justin Herbert to up to his physical talents with the offense he structured for the Chargers, both in 2021 and 2022. Kellen Moore, on the other hand, utilized Dak Prescott and maximized the offensive production through Prescott. Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert's to new heights, and the data backs it up. Justin Herbert, with his incredible physical gifts and his arm talent, his ability to make accurate throws deep down the field, should rank very highly in terms of how aggressive teams he's leading target deep passes. But over the last couple seasons, that just was not the case under Joe Lombardi. If you look at Lombardi's last season, the 2022 campaign with the Los Angeles Chargers, Justin Herbert's average depth of target, according to PFF, ranked 36 out of 40 qualifying quarterbacks. For a guy like Justin Herbert to be pretty much at the bottom for average depth of target, that is a decent Lombardi. So Dak Prescott was much more likely to have a turnover-worthy play than Justin Herbert, but still attempted more than twice as many on average deep targets per game. That's the difference between Kellen Moore, a former quarterback who knows how to unleash a starting quarterback and to maximize his gifts, and Joe Lombardi, who was holding Justin Herbert back. One final statistic to support the Chargers moving off Lombardi to Kellen Moore is the fact that Lombardi didn't give Justin Herbert enough attempts on intermediate throws, let alone deep throws. Justin Herbert ranked 29th in the NFL in terms of percentage of his throws that were more than 20-plus yards down the field. For a guy with his arm talent to be 29th out of 40 qualifying quarterbacks is incredibly low. He should be definitely near the top. When compared to the Kellen Moore-led offense with Dak Prescott's last full season in 2022, he missed a number of games and was limited with injuries. In 2021, he missed just one game. In that season, Dak Prescott ranked 15th in the NFL in terms of a percentage of his throws that were 20-plus yards down the field. So again, Kellen Moore with Dak Prescott was much more aggressive and much smarter at utilizing and maximizing Dak Prescott's physical gifts in Dallas to incredible results. Joe Lombardi with Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers was a negative influence on Herbert and not only did not use him enough, almost refused to use him in the best ways. Kellen Moore leading the Chargers offense will have the exact opposite effect and will unleash Justin Herbert to his highest potential.
The next thing the Chargers front office has done to really help support a guy like Justin Herbert is to give him quality offensive line and playmakers through the draft. The Chargers have been dedicated the last few years since obtaining Herbert to spending high round draft picks and flyers on potential players to give Herbert the best supporting cast around him possible. We go look first of all at the left tackle position. They have selected Rashawn Slater. That was in the 2021 first round, pick number 13. This is a guy who paid off huge, being one of the best left tackles in the NFL, grading at an 84 PFF grade last season. Next, we have Zion Johnson at the left guard position, who was selected in 2022. Again, another first round pick number 17 overall. He has a 62.2 PFF grade last season, though that was his first season and he still has a lot of room to grow. He seems like a potential great left guard for years to come. Next, we have Jamari Salyer at right guard, who also was selected in the 2022 draft, but was a 6th round pick number 195, showing they once again took a hit at the guard position after already selecting one in the first round, and it paid off for them big time. Salyer was great last year, filling in at tackle when Slater went down. He graded at 69.8 PFF grade last season and just shows that he is a crucial piece to this offensive line building that Justin Herbert has had. And finally, this season, once again, they have spent a first-round pick on a playmaker and wide receiver, Quentin Johnson. He was selected in the first round, pick number 2022. Johnson is a big body, playmaking wide receiver who fits in very nicely with the supporting cast that Herbert has already. This goes to show that early and often the Chargers front office has been willing. Not many teams are committed to this nowadays. We all see what happened with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. He was not given a first-round wide receiver for many, many years, and it honestly probably hindered his production with the Packers as a whole. I think the Chargers front office has done a fantastic job at getting assets every single year for Herbert to help continue his great production. Lastly, we have things, but the Chargers are thinking about the long-term health of this roster, and they're not doing as such, mainly in seeing the choice to not overpay at the running back position with Austin Ekeler. Ekeler is a great running back in the pure running and receiving back sense. He has that is needed to spend money on lately, and that's been proved time and time again. Ekeler was a solid player last season. He graded out at an 80 PFF grade, which is good, but he also graded at a 29.9 pass blocking grade, which is something that could greatly help out Herbert having a strong pass blocking running back. That 29.9 grade gives him 51 out of 60 potential running backs. That is a very low pass blocking grade for Ekeler. He also, his 80 PFF grade has ranked him 16th out of 60 in the NFL. So 16 overall in production is, in my opinion, not. Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon, Derrick Henry, and Saquon Barkley were paid more than him. He was paid well, and he performed well under what he was paid last season. And it is not to say that Ekeler did not have a great supporting cast of offensive line. His offensive line on whole averaged out at a 69.96 PFF grade. If we look at some of the top running backs in the NFL last season, we think Josh Jacobs, Christian McCaffrey, Tony Pollard, and Nick Chubb. The Raiders' offensive line graded out a 68.28. The Browns did grade higher than the Chargers with a 73.26, but that just goes to show of the top 4 running backs in the NFL, they all had substantially worse offensive lines than the Chargers did, and Ekeler was not performing at the level they were. So again, the Chargers have made a very smart decision by choosing not to pay Austin Ekeler because his performance and the pass protection game, and quite frankly, as a running back, is not deserving of a bank-breaking contract.